Toronto's Ryerson University is taking online journalism seriously, with an internet radio station, comprehensive websites, and a special student stream. Vinita Srivastava is one of the instructors in online journalism at Ryerson.
It's the first year that we have a specialized group of students who are working with specifically in online. Okay, so this is the website that we created.
Srivastava and her students are gung-ho about the future of internet news.
We're going to be looking at our news on this. The New York Times today launched their online, downloadable digital newspaper. It's the first digital newspaper. They launched that today, so we are digital already. The future is now, and what happens is really up to these guys.
In Ottawa, Carleton journalism students are busy editing video for their television program, but they know it will also end up on one of the university's many websites.
News on the web is going to get more multimedia, I guess, and that's also what students learn.
What do you think of online news? You think it's cool?
I think it's cool. I mean, that's the way I get my news every day. I go on the Globe and Mail in the morning, so I think it's the best way to reach people. I mean, even in another country, you'll be able to find your hometown's news center.
They'll write sidebars to the story, and we kind of link elements in the story to the sidebars. Like the color blue here goes to this color blue sidebar, so it explains things.
Carleton professor Chris Waddell is preparing his students for the era of on-demand news.
So I don't want to sit through the whole newscast. I just want to, skeleton of hotel raised, man and woman overboard, cell phone rules for kids. I don't care about any of that crap.
Right.
But there's other things I do care about, and I can find them, and I'll look for them and try to find them that way. And I think that's where we're moving, and that's what we need to be training our people for.
Even more traditional news agencies like Canadian Press are now catching the online news wave. Here, wire service reporters are now filing video to be edited for the web.
We get video in from the reporters, we put it together, we either the reporters voice up something to go with it, or we get somebody from Broadcast News to voice it up. Slap it together, send it out, basically.
We basically use these Canon cameras. It's a A710 model. Very simple to use, very similar to sort of what people use at home.
Good alternative to YouTube, huh?
Well, it's a factual alternative. When you're on YouTube, you don't know where you're getting stuff from, but when it's a Canadian Press clip, you know that what you're about to see is presented to you in an accurate way. We've seen a couple of cases already where television stations have been, have gotten a tip. There was the case out in Halifax where I believe it was Global TV aired a clip of a ferry that was on choppy waters, and it turned out that that ferry was actually in New Zealand, not anywhere near Canada. And that was a clip that was sent to them from YouTube.
That questionable ferry footage also aired on several CTV stations and on Canada AM. CTV News President Robert Hurst apologized for the mistake, saying, quote, "The challenge really is to make sure that we are not being caught or duped, to authenticate the source and the realism of this material."
Not too many people, especially Westerners, have taken a ride in the countryside of southern Afghanistan.
For Canadian Press, it's their coverage of the Afghan war that has won them the most attention lately.
Just that. We went without the overpowering protection and firepower of the Canadian Army. We tiptoed through what had been, until a few weeks ago, Taliban territory.
We try really hard not to overproduce things so that people are getting things without the spin, and they're getting them sort of, this is what it's like, you can form your own opinion.
CP's Murray Brewster enjoyed filing online reports from Afghanistan.
It's a whole new medium of being able to tell stories, and that was a lot of fun, because there are stories that don't necessarily translate well into print, whereas if you have some visuals that go with it and you're able to write to them, you can tell a completely different story.
What do we got?
At CP's Ottawa Bureau, they ensure they get their main stories online first.
Two stories. One is on passport delays at Passport Canada and the extra cost that is put on the department.
There are a lot of people in the old traditional ink and paper media that are worried about online journalism, and I say to them, the original audience, it's there, but it's really dying off. You look at the obituary pages, and you'll find a lot of the people who are subscribing to ink and paper. I don't think it's ever going to go away, but it's getting smaller. There's a whole new audience that's waiting to discover our journalism online, And if we're smart, we'll tap into that audience. Try not to tell them what they already know. The headline is often boring because they've already heard it or seen it. Try to tell them what they don't know. Why is it important? Why is it important to them? How did we put the story together? That's another thing that I think people online are really, really interested in. They're really interested in peeking behind the curtain to see if the wizard is as great and powerful as he says he is.